disappointing. Very, very disappointing. Manchester United won, West Ham United won at home at Old Trafford. And, Jesus Christ. How the hell? The win at Selhurst Park gave me confidence. We won away at Crystal Palace. I thought we could finally, build up some form. But a draw to relegation-threatened West Ham is a joke. It's an absolute joke. It's not enough. It is not enough. And lads, if you've been watching my channel for a while now, you know I've been backing Amorim. But I'm seriously questioning his managerial competence sometimes. Like, the subs he makes, the decision he makes, we should normally be going to West Ham at Old Trafford and battering them. You know what? My personal man of the match was Aaron Wan-Bissaka because he had more bloody touches than our entire 11 combined, it felt like. Aaron Wan-Bissaka absolutely carried West Ham to that point. It's an absolute disgrace. It's an absolute joke. Now, I'm not saying Amorim out. I'm just seriously questioning his managerial competence, as I say. With him, I feel like we're in sink sand. I said in the Crystal Palace match reaction, one day we can go and absolutely play people off the park, and then the other day we do something like this against West Ham, which is absolutely nothing. And then Kobe, in a game that requires control, he doesn't bring Kobe on. Like, let the guy go, honestly. Let the guy go. And don't even get me started on the refereeing. Now, listen, I know people might think I'm biased and, he only sees all the bad things. But let me bring something up here. I have two different angles from which I actually took a screenshot from and I analysed it, right? Because we should have won that game because there should have been 2 penalties, if not 3, given to Man United. I mean, fair enough, they were controversial, but there is one that I'm going to bring up here, which is absolutely and with no doubt a penalty. Okay? So, let me bring it up here. So, as we can see, right, Bryan Mbeumo comes into the box. Obviously, I can't show the full clip of the video, which leads to the penalty due to copyright reasons. But I took screenshots from several perspectives, and as you can see here, Bryan Mbeumo drives into the box, has the ball already by the left-hand side of him and like more straight, like he doesn't even have the ball anymore. And then you've got the Fulham defender, I think it's Todibo, who then basically, goes on and brings him down. And if we look at it from another perspective, like here, right? Bryan Mbeumo, drives in. The ball is in between the legs, right? In between the legs. So again, I think it's Todibo. Todibo doesn't even try to play the ball. He just downright kicks Bryan Mbeumo to the ground with no intention of the ball. And that's what I think should have been a penalty. And that's what I think, cost us the game. Andrew Kitchen Jesus Christ, you might as well have Stevie Wonder ref in the game. Honestly. But, controversial reffing in the Premier League is nothing new. But of course, it's very, very frustrating considering, we could and should have won that game. I mean, for people who say, oh, it's a draw, it's a point. Shut up, man. Shut up. A draw to West Ham at home, who are threatened to be relegated, who are threatened to go into the bottom three, is an absolute disgrace. Is an absolute disgrace. As I say, Aaron Wan-Bissaka carried them to that point. Because, as I mentioned just now, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, for me, man of the match at Old Trafford, and not for Man United. Honestly. And as I say, the refereeing was very controversial. We let them have like a couple chances. Like, the intensity again was lacking. Of course, Diogo Dalot, shout out Diogo Dalot, who scored. Brian and Mbeumo also, doing his thing like he does every week. But unfortunately it wasn't enough. And, I feel like, as I say, I'm in sync sound with this manager. And I'm going to give you a take here, clip this up. And I'm going to repeat myself again. I feel like I'm in sync sound with this manager because he has brought us forward to a certain aspect. Especially in the dressing room, Sancho out, Rashford out, who he had controversies with, Anthony out, from a dressing room perspective and from the attitude perspective, he's brought us very far forward. However, on the pitch, it's on and off, right? And I personally do not think that Ruben Amorim can bring us further forward. Because as I've mentioned several times before, Manchester United are firstly inconsistent. Secondly, like a Jenga tower. If we concede once, we concede twice a minute. We collapse basically. And the one thing Ruben Amorim has failed to do is bring consistency into the side. And that's why I'm saying I don't think Ruben Amorim is capable enough to bring us more forward on the pitch because of his stubbornness to keep to his system, because to his stubbornness, for example, to not sub on Kobe Mainoo. And honestly, I think, Ineos should sack him on a high note before we completely collapse into ourselves and fall down the table. So, that's my take, because, I've said the same thing twice now, but we're in sync sound with this manager. I feel like he can't bring us forward on the pitch, and that's what's really annoying me. Because he's just too stubborn, and abiding by what I said, his stubbornness will get him the sack at some point if Ineos have competent brain cells, right? But, people are going, oh, we can't sack another manager because it'll be another rebuild. Yes, I agree to a certain aspect. However, I will be publishing another video shortly on a way around the problem. Because, as a certain manager said, the system is not really the problem, it's what you do with it. So, as I say, that's why I'm going to publish a video shortly on what to do after Ruben Amorim, if/when he gets sacked. But as I say, a draw to West Ham is an absolute joke at home. I just hope we can beat Wolves comfortably, because if we do not, I want Ruben Amorim out of this club with immediate effect. You know, I want him to pack his bags, say ciao, au revoir, arrivederci, and it's off back to Portugal. Okay? You know, nothing's lost at the moment, but I'm losing my patience with Ruben Amorim. I am losing my patience. And let's just see what we can do against Wolves, because as I say, if we lose or draw to Wolves, I want him out of this club immediately. But ladies and gentlemen, talking about Wolves, I will be back after the Wolves game to post the match reaction. Obviously, I'm a bit late again. I've just had loads of things that have happened in between, you know, that have delayed the post of the West Ham match reaction. The Wolves match reaction will be posted shortly. But yeah, I hope you can forgive me for my inconsistencies, and I'll see you when I do the match reaction against Wolverhampton Wanderers. So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm saying thank you very much for watching. It's Scotty out. Peace.